Fortnite lawsuit, Apple versus Epic. Who's gonna win? Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for Tuesday, May 4th, 2021. 5 days before my birthday. Yay. That's Ian. Looking alright. That's Pat. Looking alright. Oh, I'm Pat, right? On the show today, we'll be talking about, what are we talking about? Speculators discovering there's games that were made in Japan, finally, and starting to pilfer that island. We're talking about IGN took a look at the Intellivision Amico. Don't want to miss that one later on. The RetroTink 5X was announced, which could have
released, not announced.
Oh, it was okay. Screw me.
It's been sold.
Okay, which has ramifications for the FrameMeister people. We'll get into that. And some other stuff going on. I don't know. My mind's not there. Ian, how was your weekend? Oh, real quick, before we get into the weekend. I forgot to plug it last week. Flea Market Madness 38 is out. I forgot to plug it last week. It's been out now for a week and a half now. While Ian gets his Diet Coke. That was very deliberate. How was your weekend, Ian?
It's fine. It's good.
It was fine? What do you say, fine?
It's fine. It's fine. Played a lot of video games this weekend. It was a video game themed weekend in my world. Big news. Big stuff releasing this weekend. Big news? Big news. Pokémon Snap. New Pokémon Snap came out. That was the focus of most of my weekend. It's a sequel. I suppose you could even call it an update. You got an itchy fucking trigger finger over there. Saw you reach and I'm like, what word can I use here? What word can I use here that would,
I almost did it.
Pat
I think you gave me a reason. I wasn't going to do it.
Give Pat the
you psyched yourself
ability.
out.
It's
a little bit loud on that.
Yeah, I'm feeling loud. I see you raised me, and I don't. You raised.
Well, you were whispering.
You raised me loud.
You
Pat.
were whispering last week.
I was not whispering.
Yes, you were. I don't. You don't do the post editing. I do. Sorry. Go on. So anyway. Pokemon Snap is not a sequel. What is it? It's just
it's a sequel.
It's on a soft reboot. Is it a reboot of the cinematic Snap universe?
No. No. In fact, I'm gonna let some people just experience things for themselves. I'm not gonna give away some faces that you might see in the new Pokemon Snap.
I'm sure it's Pokemon that we know and love, right?
Possibly.
Possibly. You wrote a review on it on the CU Podcast Patreon.
Yeah, more of a first impressions.
More of an overview, an IGN first overview.
More of an overview.
You get out in the first hour. Just make sure you put something online.
But no, the game's a lot of fun. I think people, for those who don't know what Pokemon Snap is, it's a photography game.
It's like you're Burden. You're going Burden, but for Pokemon.
You sit in a little vehicle, and the vehicle gently carries you through a course.
So it's like a train, like a little.
No, it's called the Neo One. It's a little circular thing. You plop your ass in, and then you get a little protective bubble, and it shuttles you through
like
the
a safari.
Area. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's like a
African lion safari. And you take all the pictures that you can while you're doing it, and you can throw apples at the critters to make them eat. You can do scans to find, clever or interesting things that you might need to check out. But basically, the game is kind of like it's like playing a series of dark rides at like an amusement park. You sit there and you go through, and basically your task is to take everything in and find the most interesting interactions and things that are hidden. Like,
you're a wildlife photographer.
Yeah.
So you want to get, you want to sell these pictures to National Geographic. So you want to get interesting shots, right?
It's for research. You don't sell them.
Oh.
But the professor gives you points.
What does he need all these pictures for?
Research.
Is he going to take the credit?
Vague research.
You get credited when he releases this stuff?
I don't know. I have not seen his reports. Have not seen his reports. I'm skeptical of this process, but it's perfect for obviously for because the Switch has motion on the controls and everything, right? So you can point it like that, right? Well, you can use motion. I don't know if that's really how it is. But yes, you can use motion controls to aim.
Yeah. You
can. I just used the
it'd be like a camera. So it's perfect.
I just played on the TV.
It would have been on the Wii U.
On the Wii U, it would have made the most sense.
But it's the same thing. You still have a screen, though.
Yeah.
Why leave it? It's the same thing.
Well, because on the Wii U, you could have held it like a camera while it played on the TV.
Well, that's what we thought
Yes.
anyone would have used, and like 3 games actually did that. So my hypothesis that would be a game changer went out the fucking window when I realized no one's using it.
It was not a game changer.
No, it wasn't.
It was not a game changer.
It was a game negative.
It was basically the Wii U pad was used very, 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 very infrequently. A lot of
the actual pad.
Yeah, the actual pad.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, it's a great game. I'm happy to see it. It's a lot of fun. They definitely added more courses. There's day-night modes. You can level courses up by taking pictures. When you level the courses up, the Pokemon do more things and more Pokemon show up. It's fun. It's relaxing. I recommend it. It's kind of like playing a light gun shooter, but you can't die.
So they're not dying.
Yeah,
the animals.
You can't die. They don't die.
You're burdened.
As my friend said when I was talking to him about this, he was like, yeah, it's kind of like Cabela's Big Game Photographer. It would make a great arcade game. I've always thought, even back to the original one, it would make a fantastic arcade game. You could do it just like something like Cabela's Big Game Hunter, but less violent.
You're not shooting him dead.
Yeah. Also played RType Final 2. Which is better than I expected it to be. I love the RType series. RType Final came out in 2004, I think, for the PS2. It was I remember it fondly because it was the last game I played at home before I moved out to San Diego.
You remember that? Okay.
Yeah, because there was 101 ships you could unlock in RType Final, and before I left, my brother and I, between the two of us, sat down and actually unlocked everything in that game.
That was your final hurrah.
Yeah, it was fun. I think one of the things...
I slept on the floor my last night in New Jersey, by the way.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow. Why? Wanted to remember the floor?
No, because all my stuff was gone, and so yeah, I slept on the floor before I was waiting for my taxi that morning. I remember that very clearly. I think I put down some clothes. It's very uncomfortable. Sorry, go on.
It's okay.
Very different experience.
Very different experience. But it wasn't like the best. It's not the best R-Type game. I like it, but it was. Even then, it kind of felt like they had passed on the licensing a bunch of times, you know?
Sure.
And
it kind of resembled R-Type.
It did resemble R-Type, and it's good. It just wasn't the tightest R-Type experience, but I enjoyed it. All the ships made it fun. So I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this one, but it seems pretty good so far. So I was happy about that.
Okay.
What'd you do?
I don't know. What do I do at this point in my life? I play N64 games and edit them. It's my whole life.
Well, how's the tennis game?
Oh, Center Court Tennis by Hudson Soft. That should have came out here. There was only 2 tennis games that came out in North America. Was it all Pro Tennis? It was like a more realistic one, and you had Mario Tennis, if you want to count that as a tennis game.
Sure. Well, yes.
Well, I mean, like it's not like a serious tennis game, but you play tennis. It's So this one is like in between that. It's a goofy Hudson Soft game. It's centered upon basically you create a character. It's like the center of the whole experience. You basically win items and accessories and clothes.
Oh, neat.
And challenge. That's the center of the game. There's like 4 mini games. Where there's goofy courts. There's a challenge mode where you challenge the computer or a player to gamble. So if we both created a player, we can gamble a piece of clothing. I can say, oh, I want Ian's shirt. You want Pat's socks. And then we play a 1-set game to win that.
Oh, that's fun.
So, but
it's called Center Court?
Center Court Tennis. CENTRE. But the matches that are randomized with wacky-ass courts, like a volcano with explosions. There's a desert with giant scorpions that can knock into you. And there's even like a city rooftop building where you can fall off the side. So like,
oh, that's fun.
They put in these cool like interactive stages just for that you wish they would have had them selectable for the single player. They're not. There's only 6 selectable. But anyway, it's a goofy game. I can see why it didn't come out here because Nintendo's probably like, no, we got Mario Tennis. Screw you, Hudson Soft, even though we love you. Like I can see why it didn't come out here. It came out in Europe and in Japan.
Nintendo really doesn't like to compete against their, like we've talked about with F-Zero. I think it's probably why Nintendo doesn't make a new F-Zero game, because they don't want to compete with. Yeah, they don't like to compete with their little showpieces.
Yeah, it wouldn't have. I mean, yeah, that's probably why. I was trying to think of another reason. It's like maybe tennis isn't as popular in North America as Europe. It isn't, but I mean, like,
yeah, but tennis games come out everywhere.
I know. I know. Yeah, I know. So It's a cute game.
Looks pretty good.
I gave it a good review.
Yeah.
Not outstanding, not excellent. It's hard to get an ace when you serve. Very hard. But no, it's fine. It's cute. It's a cute game.
Looks fun.
You can get like bunny ears and cat tails for your character.
Yeah,
You can,
I mean, I'm sold.
earn 'em. Yeah, see, that's all you would want. Anyway, that's what I did. I forgot to talk about real quick in terms of Pokemon. The Pokemon card crisis is going on right now. So we're in the age of Dogecoin and NFTs and marble cards that are common as ass. People going back and
Common as ass.
Yes, common as ass.
I've got an ass. You've got an ass.
Exactly.
We've all got an ass.
I just coined that, common as ass.
Common as ass.
So we're in the age of like
1-to-1 attach
let's
rate.
create wealth with absolutely zero work. That's what the last few years have become, basically, or contributing anything of value. So people are now yes. So people are now trying to grade and scalp all their Pokemon cards they had since the 90s, and discovering that people are grading them, and so there's now like a multi-year backlog of getting these cards graded because everyone is getting these cards graded because there's a jillion of them out there. There's an article from Vice that went over that. It's called How Dire America's Pokemon Card Crisis Is. And so the grading companies can't keep pace with this. They can't even hire enough people or give enough bonuses to get this shit graded. So it's obviously a huge bubble at that point because the only thing restricting the supply is these companies can't get these graded fast enough to get them back to get them sold. So to be very, very careful when you deal with this stuff, whether it's Marvel cards that people are trying to think are be worth tons of money. This is all bubbles. If this is stuff that wasn't worth a huge amount of money like a few years ago, all of a sudden it goes shooting through the fucking stratosphere. That's a bubble. That's a bubble. It's like all of a sudden people discover this stuff exists again and oh my God, it's worth a ton of money. So be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Look up the Vice article. I'll link it or not. Just Google it. But it's insane. And then also you have YouTubers like, like Logan Paul opening up fresh boxes that end up being resealed ones and opening up packs. And so it's a combination from what is of like YouTubers doing it and the gambling aspect of it. And then people realizing, hey, I have all these cards from when I was 10 years old. They're worth a lot of money. They're in my closet still. My mom has them. I'm going to go get them graded.
You know what the problem with Logan Paul is?
His hairline? No, I'm sorry. That's a low blow. Sorry.
No. My problem with Logan Paul.
I'm sorry, Logan. I shouldn't take that shot at you. You're the reasonable Paul brother at this point. Sorry.
God, I can't believe we're even at that point. We don't need to apologize for Logan Paul. Makes me thirsty. I think of Logan Berry. Have you ever had Logan Berry, Patrick?
No.
It's delicious.
Is that on your tree of life? Is that what grows on the tree of life?
I don't know.
Into the AMT?
Logan Berry is a delicious beverage, popular in Buffalo, New York. It is like a sugary, sweet beverage that is meant to taste like Logan Berries, which are actual
regional?
Berries. They're actually berries. Yeah, it's regional. It's good stuff. But I think
They have a healing factor in those Logan berries?
Oh yeah, Logan Berries, definitely.
Well, some of those berries, you take the supplements and it's supposed to boost your immune system,
Yes, the Aunt Rosie's Logan Berry supplement. That's what it was. The Aunt Rosie's was the big company for a while.
You see what I did there with Logan Wolverine? Did you get that?
I did. It was great.
Speaking of Marvel, MCU Phase 4 trailer came out. I could see this maybe would have come out last year by now. We were in a global pandemic. But I'm sorry, were you talking about Logan Berries?
I just could have kept going about Logan
Yes,
Berries.
you could have.
No.
You absolutely could have kept going
Let's fucking talk about superheroes. I didn't watch this. I have no interest in this.
I'm sorry. I thought I know how much you were talking about Logan Berries. Wikipedia Logan. I feel bad, Ian.
No,
Logan Berries.
I just
Logan
wanted to
Berries.
make the face.
All right, Logan Berries. What is a Logan Berry? Logan Berries are a cross between a blackberry and a raspberry.
That's right.
They are longer than a raspberry with a juicier and sharper flavor. Okay.
That's right.
People also ask, are Logan berries edible? Yes, when consumed fresh or used in juice or jams, pies, crumbles, fruit syrups, and country wines.
Logan Berry jam's a big deal.
Are Logan berries good for you? Fat-free, saturated fat-free, cholesterol-free, sodium-free, and an excellent source of vitamin C, fiber, and manganese.
Full of nutrients.
And a good source of vitamin K and folate. We always forget about vitamin K. It's a very, very important one. It's in a lot of those weird stuff.
I've been eating a lot of raspberries lately. I don't know. How do you feel about berries?
I love berries, Ian.
I was just curious.
All right, MCU Phase 4.
Yeah.
That's enough. So we basically had a halt of movies for a year in terms of production and release. 2020 is like the lost entertainment year for the most part. There was like 12 major movies released, maybe the whole year. Like it was a low amount, not even 10.
Crazy small.
Sonic was the biggest movie of the year. That year.
It was.
It was.
It's the last movie
Like
I saw
February.
in theaters.
Yeah, and then you had that awful fucking Valiant comic one with what's his name, Riddick, Vin Diesel. That came out, and then we were done. Like Bloodshot. Yeah, I can remember. I have Bloodshot number 0.
I completely forgot that was actually.
Yes, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a fever dream. So MCU put out a Phase 4 trailer. They had the their WandaVision and Winter Soldier, Falcon shows to sort of like give them some content, and also obviously we had Mandalorian season 2 other shit. So the trailer comes out. They got a lot of things lined up over the next 3 years. Black Widow's coming out. That was supposed to come out over a year ago, or about a year ago. It's supposed to come out. I think it was supposed to be May. So that's coming out. You got the Eternals. I keep forgetting Angelina Jolie's in that. Shang-Chi's coming out. That trailer was just released. And then there's like 18 other movies that are coming out between now. I'm not even exaggerating. Between now and like 2023, it's like 5 a year that are coming out.
Fucking.
And it doesn't even. The list doesn't even have everything. It's still missing things. It's missing. They're going to do a third Deadpool movie. That's not on there. They're doing a Blade movie.
Yeah, but that was done by Fox.
But now it's Marvel.
Oh,
now.
It is.
Remember they bought the Fox shit a few years ago? That was a big deal.
That's right, they did. I forgot that was after the second Deadpool movie.
Yes, it happened around the same time.
Yeah.
Or right before that. It was already produced, basically. But anyway, so they got all this shit lined up. But the highlight, it starts off with Stan Lee talking about how movies are important. Of course, we all miss Stan Lee. People start crying and whatever. And then it goes into like the past Marvel movies of like characters that are not coming back anymore, like Steve, good old Steve, and Tony Stark. But then at the end of it, there's the Fantastic Four logo. And that's the only thing I cared about in this whole fucking trailer was the Fantastic Four logo. And that hasn't been announced yet. There's no date. I'm going to guess it's going to be probably 2023 because the director is doing still No Way Home right now, which is coming out in December, the third Spider-Man movie. So France got to hold on until 2023. Basically.
No X-Men.
Sorry, Ian.
Yeah, that's all right.
There's too many things.
I need a solid.
You got the Captain Marvel sequel called Marvels, which is going to be 3 characters. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That's going to be the title. That one I'm going to be really iffy on. I really wish they would have recast Black Panther, but whatever. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to say, "Oh, Black Panther died in a mission, and he's gone." It's gonna be weird no matter what. It's gonna be weird.
I guarantee you they're gonna lean heavily on fucking CG to have him in there for at least half the movie. And
do you think so? That wouldn't be more disrespectful than recasting him?
I think it. Oh, I didn't
CG
say it
Chadwick
wouldn't be.
Boseman?
I'm not saying it wouldn't be disrespectful. I'm just saying that's one of the main reasons I don't want to see it.
I think they should just recast it. They've recast Hulk. There's precedent for recasting. They've recasted like 3 times.
Sure.
There's precedent. I think people would have gone. And plus, it could have set the precedent where we got to recast some of his characters anyway. Spider-Man can't be, 17-year-old forever.
Yeah,
they're gonna bring back Captain America at some point. They're gonna bring back Steve Rogers. He's not gonna be gone forever. He'll be gone for the next 8-10 years. They're gonna bring him back. They're gonna bring back Iron Man at some point.
It's gonna be uncomfortable, but we have to get to they have to deal with the fact that recasting is something they're going to have to do at some point anyway. So they might as well do it now. Just rip
the Band-Aid off.
Yep. Get people used to the idea.
And you can explain, I don't know, he had a horrible accident. They had to do surgery on Chadwick Boseman. I don't know. It's going to be weird no matter what. I'm thinking about all the freaking 5-year-old little boys and girls that love Black Panther don't realize that the actor might have died or don't know, and they go to the movie theater, there's no Black Panther. It'd be kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Treat it like James Bond. Recast it. That's all. Sorry. What's going on here? That's not a good segue to ultimatenintendo.com. Where you can buy books.
Books! Get stickers!
Hey, the not for resale Blu-ray right here, which is also available. You can watch it on Amazon as well for a little rental fee or buy it. And, you got stickers and Ian's face on the enamel pin. He's never looked at as shiny, Ian's face, as on the enamel pin. He is getting a little reflective right now on the forehead. Got some powder you can put on you. It's called like HD makeup. They have that exists. I'm also on Cameo, cameo.com/PatContry. And I'm on Twitch every Wednesday night. Twitch.tv/CountryCode. People like it. It's a hang, yo. Come out and you chill, you chillax, as the kids say. Is chillax a Zoomer term, or is that already done?
Ooh, I don't know.
That's not even a Zoomer term.
No.
It's like a millennial term.
No, that's a millennial term.
That's a millennial term.
That wasn't a good millennial term either.
Speaking of books,
Yes.
our pal Pixel Dan's Masters of the Universe He-Man Toy Guide is finally out, published by Dark Horse. I've known about this book for like 3.5 years and couldn't say anything about it for like the first like 2 years. Talking about it with Dan. Dan is obviously a huge toy guy. He-Man is probably his number one thing that he likes. He likes Ninja Turtles, though. He likes all toys, but this is a good looking book. I'm gonna get this book. It's a good price. It's on Amazon. It's also, you can get it from, I think the PowerCon website has a supplemental character guide with it. And I'm proud of Dan for putting this out. Photography's beautiful. It's every freaking toy from the 82 line up to like present day. Like they did like 3 or 4 different lines of He-Man toys. It's like every single toy.
I'd also point out that a lot of local comic book stores have been getting this in because it's through Dark Horse, so you can support Dan and your local comic book store as well. Don't need to give that money to Amazon. Fuck Amazon if you can. So yeah, try and get it anywhere.
Gets a little bit of that.
Well, Dan's going to get a little bit of it no matter what if people are buying the book. That's all I'm saying. Check out your local comic book store. You're vaccinated. The world's coming back.
But maybe you don't have a local comic book store.
Maybe you don't. But I'm excited for this too. I actually have it on order. I'll be getting it through Vonnie's comic book shop. I've always been interested in He-Man toys. I never had them.
It was my first toy.
I didn't have them as a kid. However, by the time my younger brother was of toy having age, they were like the number one hand-me-down. My brother had shitloads of them. Got them from...
Because he probably went to any... Parents could go to the art sales and get them.
Oh, garage sales, or like my mom comes from a big family. She was one of 7 kids, so they always knew friends and people who had shit that were getting rid of stuff, so we always got toys. So my brother had a huge cardboard box full of them, and I always thought they were cool. I liked the designs. They obviously had a lot of fun making some of those toys. And
they're wacky. They're great.
It started out... This is weird, but it's one of the things I really like about He-Man toys is it started out as a toy. It wasn't based on a story or a cartoon. It was just...
It's a rarity where it was a toy first before they realized, hey, we got to think of backstories to this stuff and then do the cartoon and everything. It was in reverse.
Yeah, so what I like about it is there's a lot of those that really do feel, not to sound stupid, but they really do feel like toys. They were designed as something to be interesting to a child at first. So you have the fucking lobster hands. You have the ones that smelled like something. You have the ones with the moss.
Stinkor.
Yeah, the moss man. So they're really neat toys, and I have no desire to collect them, but I do want a book that's full of beautiful pictures that I can look at. So I'm actually really excited about it because it will scratch perfectly that He-Man itch that I get every once in a while.
And it's like 700 pages, this book.
Yeah,
it's a hefty book.
So I'm excited to get it. I'll sit down and I'll probably blow through it in a couple months.
I had a decent amount of He-Man. Well, I went from He-Man to basically G.I. Joe, but they basically had almost the same life, but obviously G.I. Joe lasted longer. The peak of He-Man was probably a little bit before the peak of G.I. Joe by a few years. Like, let's say like 85 was like the peak of He-Man, 85, 86. That was it. Then it went downhill quick, especially with the movie shit in the second line. But no, check it out. Check it out. Good old Pixel Dan. Maybe he'll do a Mask guide next with me. A much smaller book for Mask since they only were around for like 2 years. Gold-plated Wii is for sale.
Yeah, saw this. Apparently, a gold-plated Wii made for Queen Elizabeth II is for sale, and it is exactly what it looks like. It's a very, very shiny Wii.
And the controller. Gold-plated.
Yeah, the controller's gold-plated. It does not look like it has a gold-plated nunchuck, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that'd be cute.
The Queen likely never received the console, as outlined in
She
this.
gets a lot of gifts.
But it did eventually find its way into the hands of a collector, Donnie Fillerup, a guy behind a website called Console Variations.
How did he get a hold of that?
Sounds like the right guy to give it to, I guess, if he's running a website called Console Variations. Donnie is moving on with life, looking to buy a new place, and is parting with this. He has put this up on eBay for $300,000. We'll see if it actually sells.
It's carat gold plated. It's not made of gold. That's a big difference.
Yeah, that is a huge difference.
If it was made of gold, maybe worth $300,000. Yeah. This was done by THQ. Commissioned this for the game Big Family Games. It was a publicity stunt. Big Family Games. And I guess the Queen heard about it and was like, no, I don't like the Wii. I'm into, PS3. She's a PS3 player.
She is.
Who'd have known that?
She was into the Killzone series.
She was in the Killzone?
She thought Killzone 2 was a disappointment, but thought maybe 3 was, but I don't know. Actually, I don't know anything about the Killzone series.
She was disappointed by, 360. She red ringed one time too often, the Queen, and she's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to PS3. Screw this. So, check it out. Was there anything? Let's see. Has the auction ended already? No, it's on there. Buy it now or make an offer.
I have a feeling it's going to have to go for substantially less than $300,000.
Yes, because it's not an official product. Someone commissioned it,
There's gold on it, but it's not like the
plated.
Queen.
Plated. It's like
plated,
it's like a millimeter. Like it's like nothing.
And the Queen never touched it.
She never. What if she signed it?
The Queen.
Big business news. Microsoft is lowering its revenue share.
It's pants. It's mooning ya.
So according to confidential documents, Microsoft is planning to reduce its 30% revenue split for the Xbox store by 18%, meaning the split would go from 70-30 from devs to 88-12, which is what Epic Game Store famously started to do, which everyone was complaining about. Consumers were, because Epic Games will give a launcher, but this is the ramifications, the positive side of capitalism. It's competition, and the devs are going to get more out of this. And this is a surprising move for them to do this. That's a big. You're taking home a lot more bread as a developer and publisher. That's a lot more.
Yeah,
it's a lot more cash. So this is revealed as part of the Epic Games versus Apple case going on right now.
Right this moment.
So this is one of the things that's come out of it. So yeah, I guess now that it's been revealed, it's kind of hard to go back. Now we change our mind. It's like, So I guess they want to make sure that they have a competitive advantage. Maybe they see Epic potentially eating into profits, or maybe they want to attract more exclusives by doing this, like Epic does.
I think that's what it comes down to, is a desire to attract more exclusives. But it's good for the developers who can take advantage of it. So
spokesperson said, "We have no plans to change revenue share for console games at this time." So maybe they're not ready yet, but they will. You would think they would have redacted that though, if they could, if it was a court document, they would have blacked that out. I don't know. It's weird. Let's see. According to this IGN article, they say this would clearly be a move to bolster Microsoft's Xbox Cloud Gaming and Xbox Game Pass service. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. If they do this though, is it a domino effect, and Sony has to do it, and then Nintendo has to do it, then Apple has to do it? I don't know.
I would hope so, but I don't know. I feel like people will take their time on that. People are greedy.
30% is a hefty take for basically having servers up.
Oh, it absolutely is.
I mean, that's a hefty take. Jesus, 20% even? That's reasonable. 20%. All right. What else is happening? NFTs. God, we can't get away from this topic. NFTs.
So, Sega Japan said something last week that they would start selling NFTs of their most famous properties, and fans were not pleased about it. So NFTs are extremely controversial. I'm not going to try to get back into them, but basically
they're not fungible. That's most important.
They're certainly not fungible. That is, I feel like that's key. That's key to being an NFT, is that you cannot be funged. Oh boy, are we sick of fungible jokes yet? Probably. But
you know what's good for getting rid of fungibles? Those Logan Berries.
Boom, tough actin' tenactin. Oh, okay.
You ruined my callback, Ian.
I didn't know you were going to call back to Logan Berries.
Well, you should have exactly.
I had an answer.
God, try to be professional.
Fan reaction was not good, and it seems like
where was the fan reaction? Was it on Twitter?
It was on Twitter. But there is a lot of concern over the environmental impact that NFTs have.
Anything with blockchain, for the most part.
So anything with blockchain, that includes cryptocurrency.
Please don't email me again saying, "Hey, Pat, there's all this eco stuff going on with certain Bitcoin."
Yes, we've been saying, here's the problem with it. That eco stuff that's been going on, that's going to happen anytime now, that people constantly talk about.
It's a huge net loss still for the environment.
Well, but every time people have been saying that it's going to get better for years, and it doesn't get better. So it's just a deflection technique. You can only say that so many times without actually doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to. Hey, I'm not saying don't buy crypto or NFTs, but there's a bad ecological side to it. Really bad. But anyway.
Anyways, so yeah, it looks like Sega is going to sell them. It seems like a weird. I don't know. It's a weird way of striking while the iron's hot.
This NFT is going to burn out by the end of the year. At this point.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a couple years, maybe, but like everyone's getting into it so quickly. I think they realize that this is not going to be long for this world.
I haven't really looked into it too deeply, but it seems like people are already saying that stuff that they bought, surprise, surprise, a few weeks ago, they couldn't resell for a fraction of that price.
Wow, what a shock, because it's fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
It's not real. And you can get it by looking at the listing if you want the pick. Like, there's no value to owning something like that. That's not physical. If you can't use it for anything, you can't use it for anything. That's what it comes down to.
Right. So.
You can't even use it really to make money either.
No.
I guess you get like a T-shirt printed if I own the digital version of like.
I mean, you can make money by reselling it.
That's what I mean, but that's.
And it goes back to the stuff that we talked about with like Dogecoin and whatnot, which I'm not innocent of. I put some money into.
Ian has to disclose he owns Dogecoin before he talks about it for the FTC.
I just feel like it's only fair. But it's ridiculous, and it's investing for the sake of investing. You're not investing in anything. You're literally buying tokens to play the investing game.
It's beans.
But unlike people who actually do it with, I don't know, items, there's nothing here. Eventually that falls apart.
No. Yeah, it's
purely mechanical.
It's a game of chicken.
It's watching the mechanics in action with nothing behind it.
With the NFT thing, I think some people are trying to hype themselves up like, oh, this is the future of collecting. Instead of physical stuff, have it all in your computer. But like with 90% of the population is like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they don't buy in, then it's done.
Yeah.
What was one in particular that you saw that they couldn't resell that someone you knew?
It was, like I said, it was an article I was reading, but it was something about Beeple as an artist that did like a multi-million-dollar sale or something. It was big. I think it went through one of the big auction houses like Christie's or something.
And they're trying to resell it.
And I think someone was just talking about how like when you look at the market for it, or people trying to resell it for like even a fraction of the cost, it's not moving.
And real art's a tough market too. Imagine that. And this is art that you got to convince someone. Well, I'll just email it to you. It'll be on your hard drive. Oh, that's fun stuff, Ian.
Yeah, it's good.
We love the fungibility of topics.
We put the fun in fungible.
All right, on to the main course. Logan Berries.